Hey everyone, hoping this is going to be the last installment of the Nightmare Shark Ship by LEGO DREAMZzz. This is set number 71469. Contains roughly 1,389 bricks, retails for $139.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. And I was shooting for 3 installments, but, well, remember from the last one I was getting too tired and I was bored with the build. So, I got to get through it. So, the last installment we did bags 10, 11, 12. Now we have 13 and 14 left. And essentially that's it. So right now I'm actually editing, or I just got done editing video. I'm setting one up and I'm processing another one. And editing these videos is almost just as boring as the build. And you should never feel like that about a Lego set. But this theme so far, yeah. So as you can tell by the tone of my voice, yeah. And I had a good night's sleep last night, and I was hoping that it wouldn't be here. Well, it is here still. Well, we've got to put a belt on. Yeah. Can't wait to get these out of here. Alright. You got a belt and a cape. So let's find the head first. And we're spending 20 steps on just the cape. Before I can even get to talking about some cool stuff, let's get the capes installed first. Yeah. I'm not really in the mood for this one today. And I can't just rage quit on things. And there we go. I just got his cape on. Yeah, take a face plant. That's what I would like to do on this set right now. And then we have the choppy wig. That looks like a 4-year-old got a hold of the scissors. And surprisingly, out of these pieces, I think there was only one scuffed part. Alright, see, it's kind of choppy. The wigs are not too bad, but... Oh, we're not done with them yet. We gotta do some... We gotta make more weapons. Isn't that cool? With all the wars and violence and stuff, let's add more to it. Alright. And I'm looking for one of those rods. Yeah, so we'll be spending about 30 minutes here. Remember, I just did 2 bags the other night, and it took an hour, and it felt like I was there for like half a day putting that stuff together. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to get this out of here so I can kind of do some fun stuff here instead of working on this. I was in a good mood until I looked at this set across the room. I thought, oh, wonder how bad the next one I got to do is going to be. Alright, so I'm going to set this in his hand in such a way that I can have him stand up straight, which means I just rotate it down. And there we go, so he can stand like that when I do the review. Some of these are going to be hard to stand up, so... he's done. And we're just going to, they let you pick here. We're not done with him yet. I am sorry. I got one more thing left to put on that guy. Wait, Jay, there's more? Oh yeah, there's a lot more. I need this. Yeah, guys and gals, you should not feel like this about a Lego set. If you do, it's probably the wrong theme for you. And that's how it's connected, like that. And trying to get the wrinkle out of his cape. There we go. So that's essentially what he is. Now he's done. Yeah, I really don't care. I just want to get it done. So we have 2 options we can pick. blue or green? I've always picked blue, so we're just going to stick with the same color throughout the build. And we got to go to page 204. And imagine this build, and you have to use the digital building app with it too. Oh man, you're talking a nightmare. Okay. So now we're continuing on with the ship. I'm doing from the blue thing, or the blue set, or whatever, the blue faction, whatever you want to call it. And so I don't expect all these parts to be used. So now you're going to have to, here's the deal. If you're depending on the building guide to tell you if you used all the correct parts, when you get to this point in the set, you don't know. So I've been editing a bunch of these dream sets reviews and unboxings, and that's how you know you're in a theme that you just don't care much about. You know, I had to give it a whirl, and just to save everybody a headache, if you're not really into this theme, I'm going to save you the pain and just suggest don't think about it unless it's something if it looks interesting or it has the parts. And I have a feeling though, this is going to be one of those items you'll see on the clearance shelf at your big box stores. I got to find one more of those. I like these pieces here, they're pretty cool. They're kind of opaque. Are we building mirrors or something? Let me take a look here. I think we are. I want to look here. Well, that's essentially what we're doing. Remember last time we had found out, but you know what? Let's just, this one was facing like this. We're going to do the other one. I just wanted out of, wait a minute, hold on. I think bag 14 is a little different than bag 13. I could just dump both bags out. Now, let's just keep it for indexing purposes. Let's just build it in the order that it's in. We're going to drag out this pane all the way to the end here. Yeah, I got to have the bitchiness and the commentary to go with it, huh? But yeah, I'm kind of wanting to get on my own builds. So I need to take a little vacation from building sets. I mean, it's not too bad if you're doing like maybe 2 of these a week, but when you're doing a set or 2 every day, it's non-stop. It just doesn't stop. Especially with a theme as boring as this, where it's all black parts. It's kind of bland. You can see I had a good night's sleep, and I'm still working at the same pace as I did the other night. So yeah, if you get to this situation where you buy a set and you're just kind of questioning what the build, it's not the theme for you. Okay. And then this goes somewhere in here. Now you got to be careful picking this ugly thing up. I think it goes here. There's a Technic hole there, but there we go. At least it plugs in. Yes, you're going to have a lot of things that are going to move around on you on this thing here. Yes, it's Friday, June 23rd, 2023. Oh yes, today is the day I actually released the tiny house. And it's not getting a whole lot of views, and if it continues to do so, I think that's going to be the last of doing the campers and stuff as far as for video tutorials. There'll be speed builds or something after that. Because I've got a lot more requests now for building guides than anything else. Matter of fact, I went on today and I've gotten a lot of purchases off of just the campers that I have uploaded and requests for more. And I just thought I'm going to have to start doing that. I know some people like the freebies, but the building guides I can actually provide better support for than a video tutorial. Because video tutorials are essentially, before I push that in there, let me make sure. Video tutorials are essentially a rough guide. So like, when I build this stuff, sometimes I'll think, why did I use that part there? Could I substitute it? And then I'll change it out and say, okay, well, I'm swapping this part out for that because it's a really good substitute for a piece. And that's essentially how I'm doing it now. But okay, I'm tired of that crap rolling around here. I'm looking for a Technic brick of that color. It's got to be in here somewhere. Or do I really care? Oh, is that it? Yep, just trying to rush it and get it done. And plus, LEGO doesn't give us a whole lot of time to really enjoy this stuff, so I'm just going to get it done quickly. Yeah, 4th of July is upon us out here, and now you're starting to hear the snap, crackle, pop of all the fireworks, especially what we call the illegal ones out here, and they're already causing fires. For this being a fire-prone state, they don't want to ban it. I mean, nobody wants to have that taken away, but sure don't want the house. And I already told the story about the couple who lost their house due to the illegal fireworks their neighbors had. And yeah, they had to pay that couple. They lost pretty much everything in this house, so they had to pay for everything to be replaced. And out here, the law out here is pretty swift on that kind of stuff. Oh, you'd like to do illegal stuff, huh? Well, here, you're going to have to pay them a couple $1 million for this. And that was what it was. They just weren't going to play games with that, and that's what this judge did. Of course, after that, after they paid their restitution, they left. They left the state. They shouldn't have been lighting illegal stuff off in a neighborhood full of trees. That's why now a lot of people are cutting down their trees and stuff out here. Yeah, those overlap. Now, the reason why they do that with this shaft is to keep these from coming apart. I always get questions asked, Jay, why do they stick rods in some of these? Just to prevent it from falling apart. Oh, these are, does it matter which way the line goes? And I put it on back or sideways. I got to rotate it around. At least these are printed. I'm looking for another one of those eyepieces. At least they're printed. Oh, and I put this thing on backwards. Well, I'm going to have to take that off. It's supposed to go upside down like that. And there's another one that goes on the top. And they're sloppily put on there too, so you just sloppily put them on, I guess. Like that. And then, I don't know if that's supposed to fit on there all the way. Yeah, it's just supposed to be loose like that. All right. Now, even though if the build experience, for me anyways, is just lousy with the set, so far it's pretty robust. So I haven't had anything come apart or flake apart or anything. So it's not like you're going to get a flimsy build to go along with the build experience. It's just kind of boring here, and that's, I got the eyes in there to protect them. And more small stuff. Small stuff I don't care about. Well, I do care about these noodle pipe pieces. My hair just keeps flying in my face. I got that whole Bieber look that I got to dump. Not by choice, I just get lazy. I just need to go down and get it chopped off and be done with it. Oh, we got to make 2 of these? Well, belly aching ain't going to make it go away, so we're going to have to do it again. There's this channel on YouTube I kind of watch from time to time. This guy does adventure, like a road trip. And he films like the whole drive. And you hear the car noise and stuff. Okay, we got to stack 2 of these on top of one another. And it kind of reminds me of the days when... Oh, that just sits in the middle there. Kind of reminds me of the days when my dad would take us out on trips and stuff, and he would look out the window, except you're riding shotgun on this one. And, you know, those are always kind of cool to watch. I don't have a GoPro where I try to do something similar, but you're going to have to do a lot of wiggling and jiggling there. It's pretty well enclosed. So I just sit back and listen to his videos when I'm either working on a piece of source code or editing or processing videos like this boring stuff, and just kind of glance at the screen going, I'd rather be there. Like, dude, just pull over and let me take a walk out here and see what's in this area. You know. Or sometimes this guy will pull over and you can take a look at the waterfall, but just sit there and watch a waterfall for 30 seconds, it's not going to serve justice. And it's like, no, don't get back in the car. Let's hang out here for maybe a couple hours. I'm not putting the right one in there. I need a red one. And you get a purple one of these too. And a 16 stud long shaft, which are cool for making spruce trees. I need to order some of these. And this goes through here. All right. I'm gonna hope I'm getting this in the right way. They don't really tell you. You just have to guess. And I think you have to wiggle that through the bottom down there. There we go. And then you just slide that through. I think it goes like that. All right. It's probably the engine for something here. And just sometimes just sitting there watching his videos, I kind of just like, oh, when you're driving, you don't get to see all that stuff. So you have to it's nice to just sit there and ride shotgun and just enjoy it. Because when I'm driving, well, that shit came apart. When I'm driving, I have to I have to focus on the road. And you have to hold this in while you're putting that in there. Matter of fact, I think this one set alone I've used a lot of profanity in. Right, we got to get in the bulk bin and get two of these weird pieces. And they want it to where it's like this, I think. So two of these, set them like that. And they got gears in them too, so I guess you can make these things spin if you wanted to. Just set that in there and it just sits on there. And then you take one of these. Oh, what a waste. And I got to pick that thing up. Fortunately, it's that metallic black color, but... Alright, make sure I hold on to that again. Oh, boy, that's really going to be fun. And take one of these, stick the round brick at the bottom. That's not too terribly bad. But then we're going to have to put these on here. And then after these, you're going to have to put the teeth pieces on. Now, mind you, I have to do a complete mirror of this too. Let me see if I can get closer where you can see what I'm doing here. Sometimes I want to work closer to me, not closer to the camera. And now the teeth pieces are facing up. So I'm going to leave them the way the manual shows, but I want to have the tooth curved upwards like that. I don't know if it's critical. You can put it on there sloppy or any way you want, but I'll go OCD if it's not done right. So I'm going to do that real quick. And I'm checking videos right now. So I'm hoping to get the review on this set done here pronto, which is going to be pretty bland. All right. And then you stick the nose cone in there. Like that, and you just curve these things up like this. Oh, I forgot to put one in. Oh, whippy-doo. Yeah. Gee, that does look boring. Yeah, that's... Remember when we were doing the flower sets, the botanicals and the succulents and stuff, and those weren't bad builds. This is kind of like something you'd make like a succulent out of or something. But twice as boring. Well, a million times boring. Oh, it's not supposed to be closed all the way. Well, I closed it all the way. They're supposed to stick out. I'll show you like that. And even if you bump into, they're going to I mean, it's not even worth my time to even try to make that fit right. I'm trying to stick that in there. There you go. I mean, you can make these stick out like that, but without some kind of guard and I move it around, it's just going to not look very good. And then this goes over here. And this thing's becoming a pain in the rear to move around. And these snap in here, making sure, because I only want to do it once. And like I have said though, the build experience sucks. The build quality is pretty good. And that's what we have remaining. So a lot of these extra pieces here, they don't go to anything. Let's make sure here. because now bag 14 wants me to build the other stuff. So essentially this goes to the green thing. So you can't build both of them at the same time. So let's pick all this stuff up. I got to stop the video real quick and I need to go check some files. See if they're all synced up all the way, and then we'll come back here, we'll wrap this thing up. I'm going to try to get this done here before meal time tonight. I'm going to make a trout and have dinner, and that's what we have remaining. Alright, now let's do bag 14, and I need to flip this thing around here. And I hate worse when you want to do something and nobody wants to do anything, but they sure want to give you more work to do. So, like, they want me to have to do a chore around here. I'm like, let me do this real quick. Let me get this out of the way. You know, I'm just kind of rolling my eyes thinking, seriously, did I put the wrong color of leaf on that one or no? Let me look. No, we didn't. Okay. Yeah, that's essentially what it is there. More boring black parts. Yeah, I'm just want to hurry up and get this stupid thing done. With that and doing all the chores and stuff around here, everybody wants me to do stuff. I'm like, let me finish this up real quick. I'll never get it done. And the days of being a bachelor are long gone. See, these are in pretty good shape. I'm just checking them to be sure. That's a mold imperfection there. Yeah, just one little ding. I'm not going to get into a fuss over it. You know, so imagine getting done with my day job and then doing this. It's, yeah, you can tell I'm just kind of out of it. When I got to this, I'm like, I got to think of something to make these more pleasant than... Like, I can't play music. You know, I can play my scenic sounds. May have to do that so I can hear something other than just the CPU fan going full blast. You know, I think I forgot to put some parts on the last one. Let me take a look here. I can't even tell if I did. Oh, I can just pop it out and look. Okay, I did forget to put some parts on that, so hold on. Let me pour all that out and make a mess just to find... Does it matter? Not really, but then again, I just want to hurry it up and let me take a look at the building guide real quick. Jay, it doesn't sound like this is a fun build. No, it's not. Yeah, there's supposed to be something that goes under the tiles are rounded this way. No. And yeah, I'm not even focused on this as I don't care. And this thing is so big and chunky, I feel like I'm going to break it by moving it around. Okay, now we can get back to this one here. Matter of fact, this batch of sets and the theme that I also got to do that's not here yet, it's almost just as bad as this. And I accepted it just because it had some interesting pieces. So that's why I picked it. And I thought, well, even so, it's a bad theme, I'll still do it. I thought these would be fun. I thought, oh, a dream set. Well, these would be really fun to put together, right? And, you know, like, oh, that shouldn't be too bad. It should be pretty fun. It'd be a difference. Yeah, it's a difference, all right. All right. Okay. All right, and this goes here. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of... So when I go in and do the description, I'm just going to put in there, hey, note, well, this shit broke off. Well, we'll just have to ding off a little bit more off this set because it's already boring, and now it's starting to get... It's getting to the point now where it's just so big, it's hard to move around without things breaking off. So, yeah, how does that go back on? Be careful where you're picking up with this. I should bring out the turntable, but it's so big, you know. So when I do the tour on this thing, I'm not picking it up. I'm going to do the figures and accessories, and then we're going to tackle that. I cannot wait to do the review on this one. Matter of fact, when I do the actual tour, I'm just going to say, hey, the set was just so boring and it started coming apart. I actually started using profanity in the video, which is kind of really rare. Well, the S word. Maybe the B word. Yeah. It's just boring colors. I just want to give up. I want to rage quit and be like, I'm done, but I got to get it finished. Jay, you only got one bag left, and then that's it. No, that's not it. Because guess what I got to do? I have to review it. Oh, yeah. So it will not stop, and even if I get it done and edit it and put it up on YouTube and publish it, I'm not done yet, because guess what I have to do? I have to fill out a report to LEGO on my findings. So from when I release this set, it'd be a month just sitting in my inventory thinking about it. So yeah, I mean, that's... and now before anybody says, well, why do you accept this stuff? And I did get a comment, Jay, you're always busy with other things than Lego. I mean, you know, don't you ever get to spend more time doing the Lego stuff? Well, if I did, I wouldn't have the funding for the parts. And this right here doesn't pay my bills. So, you know, let me make sure here. Something's not right. Oh, it's a 3x3. I'm actually trying to just get it done in a hurry just so I can get it out of here. I got chores I got to do today. I need to fix something real quick. Yeah, I don't sound happy today. That's why I classify doing reviews as a job. Mocks and stuff. It's like I got to get on that pontoon boat instructions. The rough guide is done. It's done. I have the parts list drafted out. It's done. I've already finalized that. I just got to put the manual together. Like I got to write it up, do a final draft, and then upload everything. That's going to take a day. I can't because this massive thing is right in my way right now. I don't need the review. I don't need the workbench or anything for it, but I just need to get this out of here. And once I get that building guide done, then I have a bunch that already have been written. Or I could do one of those, but I have one more guide I have to write up still. Like, the video still has to be proved. It's a small accessory build, but it's stuff that I wanted to build for a future project and never did. All right, I'm looking for one of these shafts, and I got to find a bunch of headlight bricks. So yeah, these are essentially mirrors from the other one. So if you're building this, you want to hurry up and speed through it, just do bags. It depends. Like, if you're doing the blue one, obviously, you can just do bag 13. And then and 14 real quick. Yeah, today it's going to be the last, or I think today or tomorrow is going to be the last of the nice days. I think this weekend it's going to be in the 70s. Then we're going to briefly hit to the 80s. Then we're going to jump to 90s real quick. And I think they said by 4th of July, we're going to be approaching 100 out here. I know last year, May was really cool. June has been cool for the most part. And I had found out something very interesting. I'm not the only one that keeps my house at 70 degrees. One of my neighbors does too. His wife and kids don't like it, but he does. I'm like, yeah, I got to keep my house at 70. It gets too hot for me. He goes, oh, the family hates it. I'm like, yeah, mine doesn't like it cold either, but I like it freezing. May have to move up to the northern part of Canada or move to Alaska or something, just to kind of relax there. Alrighty, that's done. Yeah, but these smoked glass or these type of metallic things, these would make great pieces for like suspended animation chambers or test tubes or something. And the right height for minifigures as well. I think those are 5 studs or 5 bricks, and they are. So just imagine you could use that and put like some skulls or something, or you could really go crazy with this. So there is some useful parts out of here. Let's just prepare these now. Where's the other noodle piece? And sometimes when my parents are here, they like the house sitting at 80. And you want to talking about sweating. And I'm like, hey, you know, sometimes I'll go in and change the thermostat. And I'm like, hey, you don't do that. Well, it's cold. It saves money. I'm like, so? I want it freezing cold in my house. Don't mess with it. Well, I like it warm. It's just too freezing cold. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's why you don't sleep very well, because it's warm. I slept good the other night. In fact, it feels more like fall outside than it does winter or summer. Like it's the first or second day of summer. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain if it's cool outside. I'd have the window open now, but right now I'm trying to get this done, and I don't want any distractions right now. And You know, when I keep calling this thing, what is it called? The Nightmare Shark Ship. I keep thinking the other word, the other S word that I've been saying quite a lot in this build installment. That's how I feel. All right. Yeah, so if I ever get approached with this theme again, I'll happily decline. Just be like, no, thank you. Although it does give you, I don't know how the view count is going to be on these. If they get a lot of views, I may think otherwise, but... Okay. Just holding on to this big clunky thing is just kind of impossible. All right. And then... I'll do my chores after I get done with this. You get family and stuff who stay with you and they're not kind of used to how you do things. They expect you to do it now. Oh, you're off. It means you got free time. No, I'm off doesn't mean I have the free time. So, I do like the one thing about the set though, is you do get that extra storyline with it, so you can pick on what theme you'd like to do. So it's almost, remember those mission sets that were just junk? That's what this reminds me of. You got the story, and I'm talking about the storyline, not the build. Well, this one's a complete build. So far, if I had to rate this set, it'd probably be a 7. And it was just, it's just boring, you know. I mean, a few pieces fell off, and if you're not careful with the manual, you're going to miss out a few parts. And it's not a collaborative build. And that's the one thing I'm going hard on, is the collaborative stuff. You know, can these be built with a partner or a friend? Usually I grade very heavy on this, because this set would, if this was broken down where 10 people could build, or even 14 would be better, or you can divide it up however you want it. Yeah, it'd be a good high value, but this is something that you'd sit a kid in the corner of the room and say, here, build it. It's a solo build. Yep, just I'm having parts falling off. So yeah, it's going to be a flat 7 at least, or at best a 7. Some people think I ding off strictly for stickers. No, if stickers are mild, I don't even count them. The main thing I look for is playability. Playability, can it be built with a partner? So it's got to be a collaborative thing, and if it's durable. City value, I don't really grade a whole lot on. Some things are like this. I don't know who would put this in their city. I mean, somebody probably would if they wanted to. But and then now I'm just going to collapse these all up like this. And there's your succulent there. And then this goes into here. So just hold on to that again. And just push that down in there. Just be careful. Just poke this thing in to lock it in place. And that is the last of the engine stuff. And I think that's meant just to turn around or something. And if you want a really good detailed review, I will post it on the main. We're just going to half-ass it here Okay, why isn't this going on? And see, this is starting to come apart now. Yep, it's starting to become a turd. All right, holding my breath. Yeah, this thing it's big. It wasn't like that big cargo ship we did, that explorer ship. And of course I got 2 pages stuck together. All right, so we're not done with it yet. We still got a few more things we got to add to it. Wait, Jay, we're not done? Nope, not yet. One can only hope. And wait, Jay, you're not done? No, nope, not yet. We're getting there though. I like these dome pieces. They're pretty cool. And we had to stick an eye in there. Well, that's not too bad. If you want to make a big giant wasp or something. That's what Minecraft needs, is like wasp. I mean, you got bees, but they only attack you if you punch them. Matter of fact, I've sat down and played the new 120 update, and I always like going into those abandoned trails. Those are always fun to kind of explore. And you go in there and you start using the little brush and removing the suspicious gravel and sands and stuff. And if you're not careful, you hear that breaking noise. You're like, uh-oh, what valuable thing did I break? So you got to think of strategies to kind of prevent that. And honestly, I like the Trails and Tales update so far. I haven't really sat down and really did any adventure stuff with it. But so far, I'm enjoying the Minecraft experience on it. And no, I don't play LEGO video games. I know there's some out there and that's all they play. And like, I play Minecraft. Lately, I've been kind of wanting to get back into playing Spiral the Dragon. Remember, I told you I was listening to Modern Marvels, and there the theme was playing. And I'm missing one of these, so there it is. And then now we put the teeth in here. I'm going to have the teeth cupped up. Doesn't matter which way though. Well, they all got to face up, I think, the same direction. Oh, yeah, I'm getting drowsy again. Hey, I need to build get a bunch of these and build them while I have to get ready for work. So I can say, oh, I'm not feeling well today. I just put together something very boring. All right. Not sure how that goes together. And it goes right in here. Okay. Okay, where does that go now? It just says it sits in there. The eye's got to go up like this. Where's the white part go? At the top or the bottom? The top. So I think this is supposed to be pulled up. Boy, that sure is loose. So I think this just sits in here. And these are supposed to hold it down, I think. Yeah, that's essentially what it is right there. It just sits in there. So when you open up, the eyeball falls out. And no, we're not done yet still. We got more to put on. Yeah, you know, we're not done yet with this miserable thing. Talking about dragging the build out. Now we got to take some Spiral the Dragon wings and we're going to have to put them on there. That would be cool if LEGO made a Spiral the Dragon set, huh? I think it was already by Mega Bloks or something like that. Now I kind of just want to play Spyro again. I have the Ignited Trilogy. I still want to get back into playing. I already beat the first of the series. All right, these are sails. And they go up here. And then the other one goes up like that. You really can't see it, but you can see where I'm placing them. And that's it. So I'm not going to worry about the stud launchers in this model. I'm not going to mess with it. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So we have a bunch of stuff remaining here. We'll throw it in this. That's it. Now, pardon the way I'm doing the tour on this, or I can go get the turntable. Well, more stuff is rolling off. Yeah, let me see here. I see it. Let's get the turntable. All right. The reason why I'm starting with the turntable now, before I really get into it, because this thing is so big and bulky. If you're not careful, you could break things off. Okay, now one thing I have to remember is this thing does have a grappling hook and stuff in here, and yeah. So when I do the essential tour of this, it's just going to stay on the turntable. And yeah, means I'll have to drag this booger out all the way, or I can just leave the tail curled up so I can gain myself some extra space here. Let's make sure nothing gets whacked. Honestly, it's just big and clunky. This is by far not my favorite thing to build. Yeah. Maybe if I put it close enough and it falls while I'm on video, I can say that this is the final review. And all LEGO needs for me to do is just do a review on this stuff. It doesn't matter how I do it. Alright. I'm just, pardon if this seems a little bit boring right now. I'm trying to get the turntable situated here for the review. This is what I used to do before I started doing these. You know. Okay. Now we can change the, give ourselves a better view here of this. And yeah, this is one of those sets that I want to hurry up and get it out of here. And now you can see why. It's not the most thrilling thing to build. It doesn't look exciting from an adult's point of view anyways. From my perspective, it just kind of looks boring. So we already know about the minifigures. I don't need to run through them. I just want to kind of get this thing done so I can start setting it up for the final. And for the most part, this is essentially what you're getting for $139.99. So you have your engines here with these things that spin. These move around. Extra loose. The tail moves around. So you can do all sorts of stuff. The sails move and stuff like that. Pull that forward a bit more. And you got the knob here. Remember this? Feels kind of stiff. Not really a whole lot of action. You can go both ways if you want. You can do it like that to leave it open. And in addition, you have the grappling hook here. I don't know. And yeah, the wings move and stuff like that. You also got the little bedroom in here. Why would you have a bedroom in there? I don't know. And you got the trap door here that opens up so you can hop into bed faster. And when I do the final, don't worry, we're going to do it. I'll do a close-up tour of it. And I think this thing here is meant to open up, but I can't open this up unless I remove this. And you have to remove this piece here in order to open it up, and this thing falls out. So what does this even do? What is the point of that for? Just to sit in there? And you got some stuff in here too. So when I do the tour of this, that's essentially what it is. And this is an afterthought, and there's a treasure chest in here. I'll probably, I don't know, can I open that up? I'll just have them take my word for it. I don't want to have to mess with it. And that's the whole point about doing the reviews on these things. So, and you got to lift these back up and set this in here with the white part facing up on the eyeball. Put these back down, and you got the captain's bridge. Make sure I don't get anybody mad. It's got a tilt wheel. This rotates, so there you go. It's way up here. Plenty of these old lanterns to move around and break off. So, and that's essentially what it is. And for my review, we're going to go right on in. You already know about the build experience. It was horrific with this one. I'm not going to lie. Not going to sugarcoat it. It was boring. From an adult's perspective, this was not fun. It's the colors. It's black with magenta, and it just looks hideous. Enough said. Durability. I see that these can come off here. Had that piece that fell off. And I'd say it's an average to slight above average build in build quality. For portability, it's obviously big. So if you've got a child that wants to play with this, put it on here. Okay, because then he or she can swivel it around and play with it and stuff. It's easy to access everything, which leads to play value. It is a somewhat playable model. I mean, you do have access to everything, but this right here is questionable. I have to lift this thing off. This falls out, and maybe to a child that would be fine, but for me, this should have been somewhat a little easier to take off. It just, I don't know, I just don't like the way it was put together. City drop-in value, it is a complete model, so it could be possible, but who would want this in their city, huh? I know I wouldn't. But all around, though, yeah, it's an okay build for me. It was just rather boring. So the play experience is pretty good. It's just right here is a bit questionable, but you can play with this model. Which, let's talk about the family or the collaborative build. This is it. It's a solo build. You're working just on the figures, but it's all this. It's just one piece. So minifigures and accessories here, and then just, I'll get that later. That's all there is essentially to it. So now I got this nightmare out of the way. The set retails $139.99. I think it's worth it. It's got a lot of detail, but it's just the colors that are just really just turning me away from this build. So do I think it's worth it? I'm not into this theme, so no. The price per part, though, is about average. It's about 10 cents a piece. That's not too terribly bad. But I don't know. I wasn't feeling this one either. So out of 3 of these, one of them was okay to put together, but the second, third one I built so far, including this one here, is just I'm not happy with it. It was just something to get done so I could review it. I just couldn't fill this build. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of this. What is it called again? The Nightmare Shark Ship? Yeah, it's a nightmare, all right, but in the wrong ways.